today we would talk about melanin-dominant black extraterrestrials again. I was really shocked at the amount of views the last one we did got. A lot of course, some slander, got a lot of racial comments come. I took a lot of racial comments. I just erased them, so I'm prepared for that. But I think we need to address some things about this that have not been really discussed in the areas of this. So it's just another way we're going to go into this, and something I think is not really brought to light enough just to enlighten people. And if nothing else, it's food for thought, if nothing else. And I think it's things that needs to be discussed in the mainstream more. So we'll talk about it. Yo. Salutations. Want to talk about black extraterrestrial, melanin-dominant extraterrestrials again. All right. So we've already talked about the areas of space in which many may have origin. All right. But there've been areas that were like kind of common, like Sirius. All right. Now we know about them because of the Nomo, the doggone, things like that. But let's take it a step kind of higher. All right. Let's talk about, we already are aware of the Anunnaki. All right. But before the Anunnaki were here, there were others that were giants. All right. There were melanin dominant also. So where did they come from? For that matter, where did the Anunnaki actually come from besides Nibiru, which may be a ship or a questionable planet that might or might not exist in the solar system? So taking it a level higher than that, all right, where some of these beings may have actually come from, we need to take it outside of our galaxy and realize that we've got actually probably hundreds, thousands of beings that are visiting this planet or this solar system, all right, that are coming from extragalactic. So when it comes to another extragalactic place, another galaxy that may have had melanin-dominant beings coming from it, let's think about and talk about the Triangulum galaxy, all right? M33 or NGC 598, all right? That's called the Triangulum galaxy. What it is a satellite galaxy of the Milky Way, all right? One that is actually very close to Andromeda, that is starting to already collide slightly, and to where the arms are actually starting to come together, all right? And that brings me into something. I'm going to incorporate my own experiences into this, all right? Which brings me back to these guys here. Christine redid this. Christine redid this sketch for me, actually. This is an Andromeda Council member I had encountered in the BioBed video, if you want to go back and watch that. But the thing is, they had told me they were Andromeda Council members, but they had come from one of the outer spirals of that galaxy, all right? And that there were these Magellanic clouds out there that are used as wormholes, as teleported type of a deal. Anyway, that takes us, okay, into that. But the thing I want to say about the Triangulum galaxy, all right, is that some of the pyramids we see may not always be meaning Orion and the Orion belt. It may also mean Triangulum, all right? And on the top of some of the Egyptian obelisks, you see the same type of a pyramid, all right? Something I want to incorporate my personal experiences into this once again that I had to deal with, all right? And this is something I've shown you like before in several videos. The ship that morphed into the tri-pyramidal Merkabah, all right? When you look at this, this is what? This is actually a pyramid type of form also. And the way it started off as one and morphed, I'm beginning to wonder if they were trying to show me something else also. All right, if they were actually representing this galaxy as well, the Triangulum. I mean, you don't hear much about, you don't hear it actually represented very much, except for maybe in Star Trek The Next Generation. There was one of the first episodes called where no one has gone before, but the gentleman took them outside of our galaxy, and they said they were right outside of Triangulum, and you can see the ship kind of looking at it, all right? So just keep that in mind also. That's something, I think, an area of space that needs to be very much verified. One other thing about this, actually the Triangulum galaxy, the Milky Way, and the Andromeda galaxy will all collide one day. So I think that is also what might be being represented by this pyramid, all right? So we're talking about not just the Anunnaki, but the black praying mantis, all right, that I mentioned before, that no one seems to talk about. We need to also start putting in and factoring in beings that come from dark matter. Instead of the ridiculous argument we're hearing if whether or not dark matter exists, well, melanin exists, and I believe that dark matter and melanin are connected and not the different classifications we're trying to make it, all right? So when dealing with something like beings like the black praying mantis, they might come from Triangulum or further out, but these are beings that are using dark matter for not just transport, but they exist from dark matter. And we've got to change that whole feeling that things with melanin are bad and things that are black are bad. You know, that's something that permeates this planet, this society very badly, all right? But outside of that, we need to take it a step forward. So that's something I wanted to throw out there, all right, is where these beings might actually come from, and beings that are actually using dark matter and exist within dark matter. That certainly doesn't mean that they're all evil, but I think we need to acknowledge that part of existence as well as light and everything else. So, let's see, anything I missed on that? I think that, I believe it was the big head scientist, which I think that might be Bobby Hemmett or Dr. Valentine. I think it's one of them. But they talk about the planet Risk, R-A-S-Q, and beings that come from there. And I can't seem to find the exact area of space that Risk is located, but I'm wondering, is that in the Triangulum galaxy also? But just take that in for what it is. Think of beings that are outside of extragalactic contact, all right? Contact that comes from other galaxies. We've got billions and billions of galaxies out there, trillions, all right? So think about that and maybe expand our thoughts more than just Sirius, more than just the Nomo, more than just these little fine confinements that we've heard in modern ufology and in New Age circles. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are looking for real answers here and they're not getting them. So start looking at things like that. Check out some of the pictures that I'll put up here after this and before. It represents the Triangulum galaxy. And I just think it's one area of space we should look at. And the fact that it is combining with Andromeda already, that's like my friend Flo Byrne, who talks about she's in connection with Andromedan females. A lot of people are familiar with her. So check that out. I mean, there's a connection going on there. And I could be wrong on some of this, but hell, at least I'm trying to put the pieces together. Some of these experiences I've had and trying to correlate this with the information and reality and things we're not hearing about. So thank you very much for subscribing. Please do subscribe. Please put a like on the video if you like it. Appreciate everybody who watches them. Peace. Quick conclusion. One thing, the Triangulum galaxy is about 3 million light years away, and it contains about 40 billion stars. Okay, so that's the distance and the size we're dealing with there. So just that's something to keep in mind about that. There are many galaxies that are bigger than that and that are actually being consumed by their center, by their black hole center. So once again, Triangulum is one of those two that's got a large black hole center. So that takes us again into dark matter beings, all right? Like perhaps the black praying mantis and other beings that can come from a galaxy that's way older than the Milky Way. So anyway, that's just one I want to throw in there. Thank you very much. Please subscribe. Appreciate everybody who's giving positive responses to this. Please put some comments down. I probably won't respond to many of them, but it's always good to see, and I learned from that. Peace.